And that's 47 right off the bat. Curious to how he's going to deal with this. Today I wanted to play something interesting, and I wanted to play Blue Stripes Commandos just because of one card which I've talked about a couple times now, which is Garrison. So Garrison, like I've said before, it spawns and plays a base copy of a bronze soldier from your starting deck, has order, boost an ally soldier in all its copies by 1 and give them 1 armor. Blue Stripes Commandos, the commando itself, is a soldier, and we make a whole bunch of them. So I figured that as long as we're talking about Garrison, I've played Garrison Dwarves and Soldiers for Nilfgaard so far. It seems like it would be good in this, so I want to run the Blue Stripes Commandos deck. As long as we're doing that, I figured we'd go for the 3-round version, where you just make as many Commandos as possible. So let's talk about that here. We're going to be running Curse Roll to draw what we need. Quite a self-explanatory. Double Tutoring from Amphibious Assault and Oniromancy. Then we have the Renew, Roche Merciless. The Renew's for Pavetta, so we can play all 3 rounds of Blue Stripes Commandos. Roche Merciless is nice to have. The Garrison is another way to spawn a Blue Stripe Commando, and it gives us both carryover, potentially quite a bit, and a round boost. Like if we need help in round 2, we can use the order then. It's quite nice. The King Foltest, we got the Donmir of Troy, Princess Pavetta. Now I am running Voimir. The reason I'm running Voimir is just as another finisher type card to boost everything by 1. I'm not the biggest fan of running multiple of those normally. We have one in Garrison, which boosts all of them by 1. We got the Voimir, which boosts them all by 1. The difference here is that normally I wouldn't be a big fan of this because if you don't have a whole bunch, it's not great, and you want to save them for round 3. But we're playing the Blue Stripes Commandos in all 3 rounds. We can use one of these round 2, one of these round 1. The alternative to Voimir is Operator to make an extra Blue Stripes Commando. It's up to you if you want to go for that. It's fine. It's not a bad choice. Just figured we'd run Voimir because why not? We're already making armor with Garrison. Just decided to run them. You can also, like I said, just play an Operator instead here. It's pretty flexible. We have the Margarita for a lock. The 2 Commandos, the 2 Megascopes. Megascopes just make more Blue Stripes Commandos, because why not? Got the Spores, the Scouts, and 1 Peller. You could do 2 Pellers if you're really worried about getting stuff locked, say there's a lot of Nilfgaard, or if you want to remove things. The issue with this deck, I will point out real quick here, is to fit Garrison, I had to cut Heatwave, which means that your removal tools are quite a bit more limited. So that's a potential issue. You want to keep that in mind. Margarita is really your only answer to something. For a scary card, the scariest card in the game for this deck is Xavier, so you want to lock him if you can. But we don't have a Heatwave because sometimes they have a Purify as well. So Xavier is the really scary card. But it shouldn't be too bad because round 2 you're going to summon all your Blue Stripes Commandos back right away. And pressure with it if you won round 1. And then they can't banish if they're on the field. And then round 3 you play Pavetta again. So if they banish your Pavetta, it's really bad. If they banish a bunch of Commandos, it's really bad. But if they banish your Pavetta at the beginning of round 3, say they go first and just squirrel your Pavetta, that's when you can get into a little bit of trouble. So you got to be mindful of the fact they can do that. And yeah, just keep in mind they can do that. As far as the rest of the deck here, we do have the Centurion Envoys. These are for setting your deck up. You can run something different for more value instead. So if you're scared of locks, you could run the Mahakam Ales. You could run really anything in this slot. I just like having the Centurion Envoys. You can run the Scytheman. Scytheman's not bad, especially if you're going with Voimir and the Garrison, because this will get quite a bit of value. And then we have the Squirrel and 2 Siege Towers and 2 Jenny Knights. These are just bronze engines. So yeah, this is the deck. Things to note, like I said, no Heatwave. It's not too bad about the Squirrel usually. Usually if you play these type of decks, they'll just squirrel one of your Blue Stripes Commandos right away and try and make you have less later on so your Pavetta's safe, because most people don't expect the 3-round version. And yeah, this is the version we're going to be running. Keep in mind, down here you could change these out. If you want another Blue Stripes Commando, swap Voimir for Operator. You can also play Reinforcements. I'm just not the biggest fan of Reinforcements in this deck. I think for 6 provisions, it's not quite worth it for 1 extra Commando. Same thing for Operator, when Megascope does the same thing for 4. So, looks like we've got Deadeye Ambush. Should be an interesting one. problem here is the Waylay combo. If he's running the Unshade Saber, they usually run this, but it probably also means he has Scenario round 1, which means our round 1's going to be a little bit difficult. Kind of do want Redanian Knight, Siege Tower type engine things then. Between them, the Knight's probably a little better. Alright, so we're going to have to keep this round 1. We do have access to Fultist. We have 1 Commando, and we can go Oneiromancy into the Defender. Or Amphibious Assault into the Defender. Oneiromancy is really here because we need Garrison and Renew. If we have Renew in our deck, we could probably go Oneiromancy into... Yeah, there's his scenario.
Do you hear? The approach.
So we're going to go long this round, that's for sure. Let's see here. By the way, Siege Ladder is a card I'm going to put back in here. I think I cut it by accident when I was making that deck. We'll fix that after this game. I'll make a note of it. So yeah, I think we just go Oneiromancy into the Donmir of Troy here. Wherever he is. And then we will go melee, I think. The reason I'm going melee is because these Renadian Knights are going to take up space in the range row, which means we won't be able to summon out as many Blue Stripes Commandos if everything works out, which it probably won't. Do we need to worry about this not getting its Zeal off? I don't think so. I don't think we need to worry about that. You have to ping this. This would do 3. Yeah, we don't really have to worry about it. So if he heat waves it, then this doesn't trigger. Well, you could trigger it with this, then we die. If he plays heat wave and kills it, we potentially have an issue. So I think we'll just do it. There's a way that this goes badly if he does have heat wave and then triggers the saber. So we'll do the safe play. By the way, Garrison doesn't have to spawn the Blue Stripes Commando. If you don't need it, you can make it spawn a Scout instead, which still gives you a Blue Stripes Commando in your deck. So we've got 2 of these guys pinging away at us. But it doesn't look like he has his... what's it called? The... why can't I think of its name? Vanadane. Just give him 2 more Waylays. Looks like he doesn't have his Vanadane, which is nice. Because you play Vanadane last to get an extra trigger off the Waylay from Feign Death. So he probably doesn't have it. We're going to lose this guy. But not quite yet, which is nice. So it's pretty soon as we time to play Amphibious Assault into Blue Stripes Scout. That's a nice tempo play. Then we have Redanian Knight as an engine. We can set that up. Probably do want to set that up. Some of these decks run Thruvial, the row damage card. That's a little scary as well. We'll see. Okay, is this going to be... I'm not sure why he spawned this extra one. That's why he spawned the extra one. Let's see what it hits. That was pretty terrible for him. I'm not going to lie. I will accept the high roll and RNG. I will accept it. We are down by 33, though. Can we come up with 33? This, we've got 3 cards. We can do 33 and 3 cards. So we do... Amphibious Assault. Get out a Blue Stripes Scout.
Bloody non-humans.
For Blue Stripes Scout, it's worth noting that, or Amphibious Assault. Amphibious Assault does not boost the unit on the field, so it doesn't mess up your Fultist. Our Fultist dies this turn, though. Alright, he doesn't have a Waylay in his hand. That's pretty unfortunate for him. Okay, there's the 2 damage, and now our Fultist dies. Not very surprising. We've gotten a lot of spawning so far. We're down by 25 with 2 cards. We've got 4 points in our deck. Garrison can make a scout. The scout, this order, the garrison with the scout would be 12. It's just a 35. And then we would get a +6 on the garrison if we want its order. It's to 41. Then we'd have to play one of these cards. I don't really want to. Now, hopefully he goes for a round 2 push, not knowing we're playing Renew. That's our best case scenario here. There is our Renew. So as far as our deck here, got the Voimir. You have 1 Blue Stripes Commando in it, which isn't bad because you can go into Amphibious Assault into it if we want to. Which is actually really nice. And then we do have the Margarita. These Megascopes I don't want to draw, so I think we'll keep our hand. Garrison's a nice card this round because it carries over. He might go Squirrel or Xavier or something.
Fool me once, death on you. No one gets to fool me twice.
I mean, we don't have to play anything big here. We can just drop Redanian Knight.
Best give up now.
Oh, he's just gonna pass. That's interesting. Guess we play Pavetta then.
You must stop, please.
This is interesting. This is not what I expected him to do. We can renew Downmere of Troy then. Now, really, we don't want Envoys in our hand this round. We don't really want Blue Stripes Commandos either. Megascope's not great. Got our Voimir, that is good. That is good. So I think we just drop an engine here.
Long live Eccentrics.
Probably just Megascope this thing. There's the Vanadane. So we're going to have to deal with Vanadane into Simlas. We're going to lock it with Margarita because we have to go for that lock, but he probably will renew it. Or purify it. He'll probably purify it, which isn't great. So we're going to play Oniromancy, and we are going to play Amphibious Assault. Amphibious Assault gets us more points on one of these, so we should Oniromancy Margarita. But that means we can't play Spores if we think we need it. Or we could Oniromancy a Squirrel and shuffle this Waylay back. It doesn't matter if we shuffle this or banish this Waylay, I mean. If we banish this Waylay, he still gets 2 more. I wonder if he's playing the Snowdrop version. Either way, we should just go for this now.
I gladly help.
Because if he's playing the Snowdrop version, he can shuffle this into his deck to make his Sim loss good. Otherwise, he's in a actually not a great spot. Looks like he doesn't. Druck a Megascope on this Redanian Knight. This gives us the most value. It looks like his hand's just pretty bad. He still has Alyssa. Like, he gets 2 Waylays, but he's got 1 in his hand. So I don't think this is going to be great for him. Unless we're completely misreading it. There's Alyssa. So now's the turn for us to renew Downmere of Troy. Just because it makes it difficult for him, right? If he's going to go for the Sim loss, he has to hit armor and a shield. And he's already shown no Purify because he would have purified Vanadane. So this is the interesting thing we're gonna go for here. I see. Going with this guy. It's gonna be worth quite a bit of points. That's true. Quite a bit. And spores would have been nice. So what we're going to do... Would like to get our Vernon Roche here. And we also have Garrison. Roche Merciless, sorry. The nice thing here is we can spawn or get our guys on 2 different rows. So I think we'll start with Garrison.
Death to the enemy! Nice mess you've got here.
A bunch of these guys. We've got room for one more with our amphibious assault here. And this one's boosted, so we're not quite dead to an Igni. Although these decks, in my experience, don't usually run Igni, but they can. There's a Simlos. Does have 4 Waylays still. So he will hit this. He has a 2, which is what we want for our Roche Merciless. We're gonna hit that.
Death to the enemy!
The next turn we'll go Amphibious Assault into our Blue Striped Scout, summon it ranged, click Garrison, and then go Voimir, see if it's enough points. It's a lot of points, but it comes down to what he has. Hopefully we can get our Voimir and Garrison away before he plays Taruviel, because then we will take the row damage. Well, that's awkward. Thank you for coming back, Internet. Not sure what's up with that. Alright, so here comes... He's already played Vernacio. You have to keep that in mind. He's already played Vernacio.
The only good human is a
That's why this is looking good. Alright, so it's our turn. Really wish that would stop happening. But anyway. Amphibious Assault. Blue Striped Scout. Drop him here. Make another one of you. We'll summon that out ranged. Trigger this Garrison. Really big Garrison boost right there, and the armor protects us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points from that Garrison. This is really good. Problem is we have a little bit of low value in these last cards. I just want to do this before Taruviel comes down. I figure that's coming pretty quick. So the Siege Tower won't get as much engine value as it normally would. But we'll have time to put our Envoy next to this Knight to make sure we get its Grace value. So Tower, then this, then we end with Voimir. Or we play Voimir soon if he goes for a row damage card, in case he's not running with the Lacerate. So it looks like he can't really set up an Igni or anything. Drop a Siege Tower back here. Now, Free Company is the potential big finisher he has left. So he has played Vernacio. Other than that, we should be alright. So hit the tower. Now we play our Centurion Envoy with this +1. Make sure we get our Grace value here. And we don't have another use for our Inspired Zeal other than try and keep this guy alive. So we'll do that. In case he has like another one of these or something. Trigger our Grace. We're up by 15, which is quite good. Free Company plays for like 20-ish. So that gets him ahead when we have Voimir. Okay, that's gonna do... It's not too bad here. So he's gonna... Biggest potential finisher is Free Company. Let's see what we've got. We're still protected from Igni, and this will be quite a big finisher. We're up by 19. Get another +1 here. I don't think he quite has it, but we will see. He might have a Free Company. Yeah, not quite having it. GG. That was a good game. Didn't quite get our strategy off, but it worked out. So we're going up against Lined Pockets. It's going to be the poison spam, golden necker stuff. Everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite deck. Honestly, I don't hate it that much, but what do you know? Alright, so we have to just make a bunch of Commandos this round one. Pretty normal stuff. Let's begin doing that.
Death to the enemy! Nice mess you've got here.
We would like to get our King Fultist and our Dawnmere Troy on the board, but they're both in our deck. So are Amphibious Assault and Oneiromancy, which is why you can run Lady of the Lake, but can run her. Means our Fultus is going to die, but hopefully get a turn or two out of him. Tunnel Drill. Just going to play it. Usually they try and RNG it off of Golden Necker. Not this time.
I hope we can trust you.
Have to go for that lock. Against the Adalbertus. Means we can't play this round against the Tunnel Drill because everything will die. It means we lose this round on even because we can't kill it. It's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Even more unfortunate we can't get our Dawnmere of Troy. We'll just spawn more Blue Stripes Commandos. Except losing on even and count on the value from the Blue Stripe Commando spam to get us through the later rounds. The big tempo plays.
Abandon your false gods!
So I kill our other one too, probably. I just have to surrender the round to the Tunnel Drill. If we do the whole poison engine thing, we're gonna lose. But that's okay, because sometimes you just realize that your deck can't beat anything. I guess we can do this.
Nice mess you've got here.
We'll get this to 6, so it doesn't die to the, what's it called? The Salamander card that does 4 damage. So we need to copy this. We don't want it dying to that. The Stolen Mutagens. And since we got the Zeal from the Deathblow, we don't need to save it. We can use an extra leader charge somewhere. It's probably the best way to do it.
Whoever harvests Lee stays in these woods for good. Got it? For to marry a man! To die but to marry is to die a good death!
Now, you can either kill the Blue Stripe Commando or Fultist. And people tend to lean on Fultist because we need to summon our Blue Stripe Commando from our deck now. Yeah, there's Fultist taking a poison. The reason we put back the Peller earlier is because it doesn't really help that much because he can double poison on us. Looks like he doesn't actually have a double poison, so maybe we could have kept it. Doesn't really make much of a difference. We have an Oniromancy still. We want to use that this round. I think we'll do Oniromancy into Peller.
Death to the enemy!
We do want to make use of its Echo.
Living souls in your wake shall ne'er day forget your sake.
He might pass here. But then he doesn't have Roland combo. So we do have a fair bit of our Blue Stripes Commandos here. Fair number. One, two, three, four, five. It's not terrible. As far as our deck, we've got our two finishers. We can get this Dawnmere out. I think this is a pretty solid hand. He's used Roland and Azar, which is really weird. He's used Tunnel Driller. It's like the round carry cards. He still has the Mass Poison, but that's not as scary against our deck as some decks. Open with our Pavetta.
You must stop! Please!
Do have the ladder to move to another unit to another row, which is nice.
Do you have a
There's the
loyalty
townsfolk.
discount by chance?
This is how he's gonna try and win this round. It's fair enough. Play our engine card here. We wanted to get the pivot out first, just in case he banished one of our guys. I think we get around 100 points in this type of round. But with two townsfolk, he probably gets higher.
Zeracanian, is it?
Nice mess you've got here. Semper Fi!
Really, it's better to make Blue Stripes Scout off of this garrison. But we're gonna have some. We're gonna run out of space if we do that. Right? We're not gonna have enough room, so we have to play 1, 2, 3. This will summon. One of these will summon, and these will summon a card. So we're running out of space. That's why we can't save for Blue Stripes Scout, even though it's technically better. And we'll save our Oniromancy for our Spores.
It could very well be the deal of a life.
Question is, what do we want to renew? Probably Margarita. Should probably do that next turn.
Gladly help. I love to see it.
Oh, we messed up. We should have put the Blue Stripes Commando next to this to get the Grace boost one. Whoops. Lose by 1, we deserve it.
Best commodity in town, I swear it.
Careful. I hardly feel
Got some work from that other one, that's for sure. We space for Voimir. Don't think we can really summon with our second Blue Stripes Scout, or Blue Stripes Commando we're gonna make. It's a bit annoying.
Regroup.
These are basically wasted points. We have this will finish with the Spores. That's our finisher. There's the Golden Neckers. This is a big swing turn. Hopefully he kills some stuff ranged. Be ideal. Hopefully he just pings one of these off. He probably won't because we have more in our deck, but even if he kills stuff, we still have that ladder. So if he's using any damage he does that kills a unit is basically wasted value for him because we'll summon something out to replace it. Gonna use it. There it is.
Elves must die!
Here comes another poison this turn. We're getting double poisoned now, so we're starting to start losing units. So Amphibious Assault will be for a Blue Stripe Scout. So we don't have one though. So it'll probably be for the Donmir. There's the Conjurer's Candle. We're not going to get any more... Trying to figure out what turn we should use our garrison on. What turn do we want to use garrison? Probably soon. Let's play our Amphibious Assault into Donmir. Potentially protect here. If it doesn't protect, we have a turn where we can get this crew off for an extra couple points. Let's see if that's good enough. The poison's really the problem here. As always with this deck. Tunnelger really messed us up round 1. That's why you want Heat Wave in your deck. But really want to test out Garrison. There's a morale.
I am a great artist.
So we are going to get the crew bonus here.
Death to the enemy!
Garrison from 74 puts us to 84. A nice plus 10 boost. He still has enough poisons to win the game, though. Drop our Voimir for a plus 10 as well. I just don't think it's going to cut it. We have Spore's finisher though, so we'll see. If we can pull out a win here, that would honestly be quite amazing. I just don't think it's going to happen.
First to make a noise.
64 up to 84. Good point slam once again. 3, 6, 10. We got 10 and plus 10 on it. It's just he has those poisons still. The spores might just save us, but we'll have to see. It's got poison there. That one's not going to get a turn to activate. Hopefully he boosts with. He hopefully uses his leader charges in this turn, so we get more points on our spores. He is going to. That's nice. Let's just keep hovering this card so he boosts it. No. Yeah, this is a mistake for him. So now we can go Oneiromancy, get our spores, and reset this thing for a 14. And we might actually win. I'm very skeptical, but we'll see. There's the Siri.
Save me some time.
And we're actually going to pull out a win here, which is really interesting. GG.
Too long we have tolerated weak, sniveling emperors.
Looks like we have another Nilfgaard player. Renfri, Imprisonment. One of my least favorite decks ever made still. Spore is probably not good in this matchup. Neither's this. This is getting purified. Then we go into... Well, we don't have a Blue Stripes Commando, which is awkward. We'll have to play Vernon Roche, or Roche Merciless this round. Or we'll have to use the Garrison to spawn it instead of spawning a Scout. We'll see. Potentially he doesn't do anything to Donmir Troy, but who are we kidding? We can't let this go to round 3 because we can't beat the round 3 spam of Nausicaa Sergeant. He's going to get out his Vilgefortz or Purify here. He just drew it. Purify.
This move from Ascaro's innards.
Probably just have to Garrison for the Commando. The nice thing here is it does thin by 2, which is good. Because now we have 2 with active orders. Can't just lock one of them or kill one. Could lock both. Give him that much. Could lock both. Now we can't lock King Foltest. Oh, he's just gonna go straight to Renfri.
Wanna know why?
This is interesting. If this is not a damage ability, he hasn't Rune Maged yet. If this is not a damage ability, we can potentially get away with our King Foltest. He has the Destroy, so it won't work. And he got the cooldown 8. But he just used it. So... what's the chance he can stop our King Foltest? It's probably pretty high. But let's see. He might have to Vilgefortz this. Unfortunately, we don't have a Peller in our hand. Should make this much scarier for him.
The senses can be fooled.
Yep, create the lock. Why not? Why not? We do have Vernon Roche, can spawn one. Another one. We're gonna have to use him this round as well. So I think we'll just make another.
Non-humans.
Question's how long do we wait to play a Vernon Roche? Because we don't want him boosting the guy out of our death blow range. We should do it next turn. Alright. Looks like we're just gonna be okay here. Should be all set. We have carryover from this Garrison. His Curse of Pride's on cooldown. So I think we just go for some point slam. Try and force out all the Nausicaa Sergeants this round so we can actually win the game. That's going to have to be our play. Okay, that does require us to have Pavetta, though. Which we do not. Well, this doesn't work. So we don't have Pavetta. So we can't shuffle and then play one. We have to shuffle or play one. But we can bleed him. That's probably the best option, then we'll just bleed him.
Let's give up now.
That was the risk of playing Vernon Roche Roche Merciless last turn. We wouldn't have always spawn. This is gonna get our exposed effect at least.
Long live etc.
We need to bleed out all the Nausicaa sergeants.
Take him to the woods and release the hounds.
Alright, he wants one of his own. That's understandable.
Will not be placed.
We do have the option of renewing a Blue Stripes Commando, hoping it lives to, and then using Pavetta. This is what we want to bleed out. We want all of these gone. We're not going to get them all, not even close, but we should hopefully get some. The best lock target in his deck is this thing he copied from us. We should lock it.
Best give up now.
Garrison's not really going to do much for us. We can move this guy back ranged and re-armor it with the garrison, which is what we're going to do at least. Our slave driver gone. So that's what we do now that we have the crew. Now we give it some armor. This garrison, so we re-enable the barricade. There's his destroy leader ability, going on cooldown again. We just need to keep bleeding out his good cards. Oh, he's got one of those in his hand. We should probably play Pavetta. Got another one of those out. That's good. And we'll pass next turn then. This is so much point slam here that we can't keep up. But at the very least, we forced out a lot of his key cards, which is what we wanted to do. Normally when they do this, they have Renfri left. But remember, his Renfri's gone. Problem is he's going to destroy these things 3 times throughout this game. We do not want 2 of this. Also, probably don't want spores. We got 2 of those. That's not great. No amphibious assault this game, it looks like.
Nice mess you've got here.
A little bit of point slam out. We have to watch out for Igni. It's 100% these decks run Igni. Well, not 100%, but they pretty much always have an Igni. So you gotta be careful of that. Looks like he might not get this off again, which is always a nice thing to see.
Regroup. Death to the enemy.
Reason we're gonna hold this leader in case we have to boost something to stop an Igni. He's still doing more of this. Love to see it, don't you? So best renew target is probably gonna be a Blue Stripes Scout if we have one. We do not have one. Oh, we do have one. So yeah, that's the best renew target.
Elves must die. Nice mess you've got here.
We are going to have a lot of points. It's just this draw is pretty bad. We should have kept that. Well, we'd have liked to have that spores instead. I think I forgot he was going to have more of these. I assumed he'd played them all, but what a fool I was. There's a Vilga Forts. He's setting up the Igni now. He's setting up the Igni now. So we want to dodge it. This is a 6 on this row. We need a 6 on this row. You have to make sure the Igni only hits 1 unit. He's going to get to use this again, by the way. So that is 24 power of units you can destroy this game. Fantastic. And there's the Triss, naturally. So he's going to drop his Igni in this. He's going to win. Unfortunate, but what are you going to do against these decks? What are you going to do? I think we would have won if we just didn't draw this Blue Stripes Commando and kept Spores. Come on, play the Igni. Do the 20. Yeah, there it is. Didn't even do it with the initiative, but he still wins.
High time to pay the piper.
Alright, we've got a bunch of stuff we can do this round here. We got 2 Megascopes, which is good for setup. We do have King Fultist. These cards we want to have in our hand. We'll go with this. He's setting up for his Coral. They always have the Coral. He's setting up his raids. Thankfully for us, we're not very vulnerable to this type of deck. We should be alright here. This shouldn't be a bad matchup, is what I'm saying. How did we get 2 of these? Did I miss having 2 of these in our starting hand? Never mind, this is terrible. Well, that's awkward. Can't believe I missed having 2 of these in the opening hand. That's like just completely throwing the game.
Nice mess you've got here.
Because they're both going to die now. So he has like 10 raids.
Semper Fi!
Give us with Primal Savagery this turn too.
Foul blood!
Doesn't quite kill us yet.
Come on! Show us what you got!
So we actually get one of these things to live. Which is really impressive.
Elves must die! Death to the enemy!
We have a turn where this doesn't necessarily kill it.
Don't you pester me.
Okay, you know what? Despite that awful thing we did, we're still kind of okay. Now we should play our King Fultist.
Open this gate, kneel before your king, and I shall show you mercy.
Problem is he's gonna kill it. Our commando. The issue is that this moved melee in between our 2 commandos. We can Megascope and it'll spawn to the right of him. Yeah, well, if he lived. We all knew he wasn't gonna live.
mess you've got here.
Make another one. Somehow this isn't terrible yet.
We shall do it.
Alright, he's gonna
my
discard
way.
2 discard fodders here, and that's gonna mean we don't have the tempo for this round anymore. If he doesn't discard any, wow, his hand is so bad. Oh, he discarded Magic Compass and King Bran. What the? Oh, he must have made. Man, did I miss him playing Magic Compass? I don't know. This is so weird right now. How is this working out? We have the garrison into scout next turn. This gives us the garrison order if we need it. Oh, now he gets his coral. He must be so mad about his hand. Can we get 18? Yeah, we can. We can get 18. So we'll go garrison here. Make a blue striped scout.
Bloody non-humans.
Nice mess you've got here.
My garrison order represents 5. Okay. He's out of the round. So what we'll do is we'll just drop Margarita
Gladly help if I live to see it.
and a leader charge, because we didn't actually have to use a leader charge this round. Somehow that worked. This is a really weird game. His hand must have been so bad. Bran's gone. Is this this might be a triple Lippy deck where you play Lippy all 3 rounds, but I don't know how else this would make sense. So we do have Pavetta, we have Ladder, and we have Renew. Do we need Ladder? Do we have enough for Ladders justified? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, not really. Well, let's see if the deck can do what it wants to do. Let's drop a Pavetta. This guy's back in. We should really Oniromancy out Amphibious Assault, so we have that for round 3. But this tempo might just be too much for him. These raid decks are not the best for countering like a wide board. They can kill engines pretty effectively. They can kill tall units pretty effectively. But they're not great at wide boards, where you have a whole bunch of like 4s, like we're about to. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. So to play, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know your name yet. I'm sorry, buddy, but it really seems like you have one of the worst hands ever. We've Roche Merciless in our hand. Yeah, we already played him, yeah. So let's go with Commando. Oh, we don't have him, but like we can get him next round to make another one of these guys. And that's 47 right off the bat. Curious to how he's going to deal with this. It's ace. Gonna have to do that.
Exactly what I'd hoped for.
Catches him up a little bit. Should we get dodge an Igni here? We don't want to lose to that. We want to keep pressuring tempo. Then round 3, we just go Renew, Pavetta, Thieves Assault, boom. Let me up a card for it too. Or this guy's hand was so bad. I am sorry. I am sorry. Well, that's the deck, guys. It's a little bit shorter one today. It's very interesting. I like Garrison. I like being able to use it here. I just think you need Heatwave in the deck, so we'll have to cut something to fit it. But overall, yeah, it kind of worked. It's one of those decks where I'm pretty sure just playing Renfri's better. The Renfri's Gang version I think is just better than this, because you have Renfri in your deck. but you can certainly do stuff with it. We never really got to exploit the 3 rounds of Pavetta, so Renew was a dead card most of the time, or a very undervalued card, like under provisions. So that was potentially a problem, but the option is so strong. And if you don't have the Pavetta, you can bring back Voimir or Donimir, so you have options. And overall, I like the deck. Just against some of the things we run into nowadays, it's not that great. But the big deal here is Igni. Every Renfri deck pretty much runs Igni, and a lot of my games are Renfri games, so there's a lot of Igni, which means a problem because you don't want to get Igni'd on those rows. So Siege Ladder helps with that for sure, but there's other things you can do. But overall, I think the deck it's okay. I wouldn't say it's like a top tier deck, but if you like Blue Stripes Commandos, like spamming those guys out, still plays for it. You can still get some wins. So I think that will be the summary for this one. It's alright, and if you like making those Commandos, you can still do it. That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.